All right, good evening. The time is 6:01 p.m. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Ms. Perry, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Stephanie Dalton.
Here.
Vice Mayor Holly Berry. Here. Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey.
Here.
Commissioner Terry Holmes.
Here.
Commissioner Hayes Wilkinson.
Okay.
Thank you. For today's invocation, please join me in a moment of silence to reverently collect our thoughts, pray, and ready ourselves for this meeting and the duties to which we have been called. Thank you so much. And now, Mr. Graham, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, time for my mayor's reports. Welcome, everyone. This morning, Mr. Branham, Director Tate, and I met with Chattanooga Councilwoman Jenny Hill, Representative Yusuf Hakeem, and Chattanooga Public Works employees Greg Harold and Lan Himes to discuss some potential improvements for cyclist and pedestrian access and safety through State Route 8 / the Cherokee Tunnel. Because technically it's in Chattanooga city limits, so we invited those representatives to just talk about what we could do together as partners alongside TDOT, because TDOT technically owns the tunnel. And so we discussed what some next steps could be, and I'm excited. They seem very receptive, very ready to jump on this with us after they get through some other priority projects in Chattanooga. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the conversation can continue to produce in the future. Also, Tennessee Downtown's program update. I was able to join Director Slay, along with Frank Clark, who is the Tennessee Main Street Assistant Director in Community and Rural Development with the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development, and several of our Tennessee Downtown small business owners who are part of the steering committee for the program, including Chris Wood of Decaffeinated, Julie Gallia is how she pronounced her name when I heard her introduce herself, of the Spritzeria, Jennifer Amato of All About the Bride and Ivory Hydro Spa, and Peggy Rowe of Vintage and More. We completed a walking tour of the downtown area. We visited All About the Bride, Ivory Hydro Spa, which you guys have got to go. We just walked through and all of us wanted to stay there. It was really beautiful. The investment that she has made here in our community in renovating those buildings, truly, truly amazing. Capitol Barbershop, we stopped by there. I actually took my son there for his preschool haircut. And so got to talk with AJ some more. We visited Vintage and More and the Spritzeria, who also hosted our working lunch and our SWOT analysis. So it was a really great start to the program. We got a lot of really good information from Frank, and excited to just continue along with that program. Save the dates. We have a blood drive on August the 12th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Red Bank Community Center. And Food Truck Saturday is August the 22nd from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And I'm sure most of everybody in this room knows there's an election this week on Thursday, August the 6th. It's county races and then the primary for state and federal. And it includes a special judge election for Red Bank. So be sure, if you have not early voted, you can only vote at your assigned precinct on election day, this Thursday. But please get out and vote, and tell all your friends to get out and vote. Summer is almost over. I talked about this last time. Hamilton County students are actually returning to school tomorrow, so just please be aware of that. In the school zones, make sure you're paying attention to the school zone flashing lights and those reduced speed limits during school arrival and departure times. And then a couple other things I just wanted to touch on. I try not to get on social media too much and engage in comments and things like that. But sometimes I see things that I think, okay, maybe somebody just is confused about something. One comment that I saw recently was somebody asked about why certain ones of us don't talk into these long mics that are up here on the dais. And that's because those are only connected to our internal speaker system. We have smaller speakers that are up here that actually catch us for our live stream. And so everybody can hear me in this room. And that's why I don't use the long microphone. So I just wanted to clarify that we do have other speakers up here that are picking up what we're saying and talking about. Somebody had mentioned, had kind of gone on a little rant about grant funds and how grant funds are used. There are always with grants, when you qualify for a grant and you are awarded a grant, that grant has to be administered and you have to report back on those grant funds and how they are expended. They don't just give you the money and nobody holds you accountable for how you're spending those funds. So my last comment would be that if you have a question about something like that, like the mics or grant funds, that you call us. Call us at the source. You can call City Hall, you can come talk to us. You can reach out to me, you can message me, you can email any one of us and ask us questions. I'd rather you express curiosity and wanting to learn information than just make assumptions or, repeat something that you heard from somebody else, because that's how misinformation happens and gets spread around. So just encourage everybody to reach out to us if you have a question. We will be happy to point you in the right direction or provide whatever information we need to you. And that's the end of my report. Next, we have our report from Vice Mayor Leary.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor mentioned, if you have not already early voted, please make a plan to vote this Thursday, August 6th, between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. at your assigned polling place. If you're not sure where your assigned polling place is, you can look up all your voter information, including a personalized sample ballot that you can print out and fill out at home and bring with you to the polling place if you wish, on the Hamilton County Election Commission website. And the next Red Bank Community Food Pantry is this Thursday, the same day, Thursday, August 6th on election day, from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Red Bank.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Next, we have our report from Commissioner Darren Harvey.
Thank you. The specific precincts are the Disabled Veterans Building on Memorial Drive, Joe Glasscock Community Center on Tom Blakely Drive, or Calvary Baptist Church on Dayton Boulevard, as Vice Mayor has mentioned. Those are the three specific precincts. And yes, on the ballot for Red Bank Judge are three viable and qualified candidates, Mr. Brian Hosk, Ms. Meredith Moschel, and Ms. Emily O'Donnell, along with numerous important positions. And it's vital that we choose to register to vote for one and then go to the polls to vote. Currently, we can do better. There's only 14.42% that that voted of the registered voters. And there's a percentage of registered voters from the residents. But we can do better. There were 1,023 first-time county voters. We can say it many ways, but it matters that we vote. First day for absentee ballots for the November 3rd election is tomorrow, August 5th through Saturday, October 24th. And as Mayor mentioned, school zones, and we do have a new school zone in the area at Point Academy. So watch out on Dayton Boulevard, Ashland Terrace, and all the roads around that. Next Listen and Learn will be Monday, August 17th from 6 to 7 at Mr. Burrito. There are 2 remaining in September and October. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next we have our report from Commissioner Holmes.
All right, as mentioned, please go out and vote. Middle Tennessee is known for lower voter turnout, so let's get those numbers out in Tennessee in general. I would also like to highlight a business. It is called Electrolysis by Danielle, located at 3803 Dayton Boulevard. It's in the same building as Wild Violet Studio. This business specializes in permanent hair removal. She has a website, welcome to electrolysisbydanielle.com. For business hours and information. She is great, personable, experienced, and very informed. We are lucky to have a life-changing service here in Red Bank. Also related to businesses is the variety of restaurants and eateries in Red Bank. I know I've seen some comments that we don't have places to eat, but there are over 20 options on any given day. It may not be what we would like to eat that particular day, but we do have a few options here in Red Bank that can use our support. Some are locally owned and others are chain restaurants. As always, look at the website for information and updates. And thanks for watching and coming to the meetings.
Thank you. And finally, we have a report from Commissioner Wilkinson.
Thank you. Not much to add tonight. Thank you guys for being on. Let's get on with it.
Thank you. And next we have our city manager's report, Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Commission. Following up on Mayor Dalton's comments about the Tennessee Downtowns program, the input gathered from the steering committee, business owners, and community stakeholders will help guide the development of a strategic vision and implementation plan for downtown Red Bank over the next 2 years. Staff will keep the commission and the community informed as this process moves forward. Please stay tuned for additional updates and opportunities for public engagement as we continue planning for the future of downtown Red Bank together. You can check out our community development webpage, planning initiatives, Tennessee Downtown Program, and we're working to actually put a button on front that would be more quicker, go right to it, but there is a very insightful webpage. Take a shape as we begin this effort. Like the mayor said, I'm totally excited about the potential of some improvements at Stringer's Ridge State Route 8 Tunnel. The conversation seemed like all parties were eager to make safety improvements. They recognized the need and saw the appropriateness of it at this time, now that both Chattanooga and Red Bank have made significant improvements for bike ped on either side of the tunnel. And that recognizes the nature of the people who live in Red Bank and North Shore and want walkable, bikeable communities. Also, very proud of our firefighters who we saw a few of them earlier tonight. The chief's here in the house with us. On Tuesday, 28 July, at approximately 6 p.m., Engine 1 Red Shift responded to assist Walden's Ridge Emergency Services on a very large residential structure, approximately 13,000 square feet. Once our crews arrived, they were actively engaged in firefighting activities due to the extreme heat and large volume of fire. They were released from the scene and returned to Red Bank at approximately 11 o'clock. So from 6 to 11. Not usual for a mutual aid where you actually arrive and start fighting the fire, but that's what happened. And our firefighters were the cavalry coming over the ridge because the firefighters up there is a small agency and they were reaching exhaustion. So kudos to our firefighters. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. All right, moving on to our consent agenda, which contains the July 21st, 2026 meeting minutes, approval of the purchase of the EnviroSite Quick View camera for the Stormwater Division, approval of purchase of Origo Essentials Build project management software, approval of 3-year agreement with Firecat for annual fire hose testing, approval of application to the Tennessee American Water Firefighters Grant, approval of purchases of one 2027 F-250 for public works, for fire, and 5 police vehicles, 5 radios for police, and the approval of disposal of unclaimed property. Are there any items that the board wants to move to the regular agenda for further discussion?
I do have an alteration on one of the minutes. So if you need to pull that to the end, or if I can just bring it to our attention.
It may have already been corrected. Do you want to address it maybe now?
Sure. It's simply an applicant on the public hearing.
I let her know about that. Did you correct that? On John Cofelt? that it said John
It
Copel
needs to be
for
Gordon.
the 4717 Hopton Trail, and it's supposed to be Gordon Home. I did email about that. Okay, so we need to pull that out?
Yes, vote on it separate.
Okay, so that would be the regular commission meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Public hearing, Steve. Is in regard to what it is.
I'll pull that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Pulled the meeting minutes for the regular commission meeting for July 21st, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended? Do I have a second?
A second.
Second from Vice Mayor Berry, a motion from Commissioner Holmes. Any discussion? Any comments by the residents present? If there are no more comments or no comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to unfinished business, ordinance number 26-1311, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and maps of the city to rezone the property located at 3714 Reading Road from R1 residential to RTZ residential townhouse / 0 lot line, second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve? Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Wilkinson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Vice Mayor Berry. Is there any further discussion or questions? Commissioner, come forward, Director Slade, thank you. And then Commissioner, I didn't know if you might have any questions since you weren't here for the public hearing.
No concerns about the ordinance, but I did want to make a clarifying statement. During our public hearing, there was several comments that were made in regards to a prior rezoning on this property. If you recall, one of the local residents had referred to when it was rezoned before, there was comments as to those particular uses. So I wanted just to bring it to your attention and more so just on the official record as to what happened. Back in 2016, ordinance number 16-1048, this current property owner did go through the process. He did get a rezoning for the exact same RTZ, and those conditions did include single-family homes only. So from the ordinance in 2016 versus today, nothing has changed but his intended use. What did happen was the conditions in that rezoning, the plat that was submitted with it did not get recorded within a 1-year period, so the rezoning result reverted back to its original status. So this is when he brought it back to our attention. He was ready to activate that, so we had to put him back through that cycle to have it formally rezoned again.
And his plans did not change, it's still
Correct.
two separate.
Correct,
single-family
single
structures.
family, correct. Yes. Just for clarification, wanted to get that on the official record as to the history of the property.
Thank you for that, Director Slade.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have any comments from the residents present? Okay, if there are no comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Berry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
All right, motion carries on second and final reading. For item B, ordinance number 26-1312, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and maps of the city to rezone the property located at 306 California Avenue from R1 residential to RTZ residential townhouse / 0 lot line, second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
A motion from Commissioner Wilkinson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Holmes. Any further discussion by the board? Commissioner.
And thank you for the time, since I wasn't here last time. I have had several comments from residents, and I drove by the property. One was a bit indifferent, but glad that the kudzu would be cleared away. Most of the comments I was receiving were the street-facing homes and the concern was the slant, the slope of the back property, the flag lot. So there were numerous residents very concerned about what the potential project would look like.
Director Slay, if you could.
Please.
Sure. Yeah, I had some discussion with her just to clarify some of those things as well. If you could maybe touch on some.
Sure, yeah, I'll be happy to.
Highlights.
I think a lot of times when a rezoning walks through its process, I think, not only the public, but also like planning commission, sometimes city commissioners, get lost in the process. So if you think about zoning, zoning really is the idea of what could be developed on the property, right? From that process, that allows a developer to then invest in the design of what they want to develop. So that's where our land use regulations kick in. We have various freestanding regulations such as our floodplain regulations, our stormwater regulations. We have steep slope. We also have single lot regulations that this particular property would then fall under. So the idea of rezoning doesn't mean that everything is guaranteed to happen. It still starts a process for the developer to get into the design details to make sure additional boxes are checked. Sometimes their desire for a larger footprint may not be achieved simply because of conditions on the property. Yeah. So this is just the idea. If you never rezone it, then those ideas never have an opportunity to be further fleshed out. This is the process that allows that developer kind of the go-to before they invest thousands of dollars in design, sometimes just survey work. It takes time and it takes money. So this is that first step to allow them to move forward with what their intended outcomes are. But we do still have regulations that regulate how that property actually comes to life.
Including, if I could, just real quick, Commissioner, the fact that right now we have a standalone flag lot ordinance
Correct.
that restricts development on that flag lot to one structure at the most.
Correct. And in this case, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, a flag lot, you think about the flagpole and you think about the flag. Usually the flagpole is just the access to the remaining portion of the property that opens up. So in this case, with that flag lot, it limits what that access is. So that really automatically dictates that single lot restriction to a single family home. Understanding, this developer did express, and he is understanding that we're walking through complete land use regulation changes as we move forward that is more supportive of our comprehensive plan. So today, he has to meet current standards. If we rezone it, he has the idea of what it could be once we move through the UDC process.
So the possibility is nothing would be constructed on that small lot.
Not with our current
Actually, no.
regulations, other than a single family
1.12
structure.
acres, actually.
And it could be that instead of 3 homes facing the street, 2.
No.
No.
Apologize.
Yes, please
Okay.
clarify that with the site plan.
Yeah, there's a site plan that is attached to that rezoning. So the 3 lots on the
Not see
front
that.
is what he's trying, is what he's
Correct.
wanting. The additional, what he calls lot 4, which is the flag he's creating, it's really gonna be on standby for future. When our regulations do change, he'll probably come back and take a look to see if something else might be a better fit on that property.
But
For
then there
now,
will be a
lot
whole
4.
regulatory process he'll have to go
Yes.
through anyway for any potential development on that property.
Correct.
Well, that, having eyes on that diagram really helped
Yes.
immensely.
Yeah, this is the layout that holds him to a plat that therefore gets recorded and allows him to move forward. And again, the original intent is for the 3 lots on the front, that front California, for him to go ahead and move forward with those, with construction and permitting of those structures. Yeah, 4 is really for the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Slay.
Thank you.
Very much.
All right, any further discussion? Commission? Any questions? Okay. Any comments from the residents? Okay, if there are no comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. Moving on to item C, ordinance number 26-1313, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and maps of the city to rezone the property located at 4717 Hawk Bend Trail from R1 residential to RTZ residential townhouse/0 lot line, second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion from Vice Mayor Barry. Do I have a second? Second from Commissioner Holmes. Any further discussion? Just as a reminder, this is the plan, the site plan submitted was for 5 single-family detached homes on that lot. Yeah.
Okay. Diana?
Commissioner, please.
And I had a couple of questions from a resident that is, and those homes will face Dayton Boulevard or they're facing,
Hawks Bend.
correct? I'm familiar with the driveway that goes up to that property, but, or,
Let me expand upon, I think, where you're trying to go.
yes,
Right now, Hawks Bend is an unimproved public right of way. It's unimproved. So with this development, as he moves forward, he will be required to bring that unimproved public right of way up to a public road standard to be able to build those lots. So it will be a new road, it will be addressed on, it will be accessible. So this is another example of how our development regulations kick in for what is wanted and what can be.
with this off of Weekly, is there another entrance off of Barker or?
Not that this developer is proposing. In the future, those other properties may want to extend because that is a continuation of an unimproved public right of way.
Is that part of his property?
No, it is
No,
not.
okay. I don't know if you can answer this question, but with trash and mail, and I know that's getting in the weeds possibly, this is just
No,
about
ma'am, it's
building.
not getting in the weeds. It is completely irrelevant to have that conversation. That is also the boxes that we have to check to make sure that not only can they get their mail and can garbage get picked up, but emergency services.
Yes.
You know, we need to make sure that not just an ambulance and a fire truck can get in and get them, but that it can actually maneuver and get back out without crossing any private property. So
Yes,
at the end, when this starts, that's when that initial investment will be, is improving that public right of way and actually paving and putting a road in. That does not exist right now.
and then the mail and the trash at each home
Will
on
be
that
addressed
street
on-
rather than coming to Wickley.
Correct.
Got it. Will each home have its own address?
Yes, ma'am. They will be addressed off of that new road, Hawks Bend, that actually gets improved.
4717, 4719 maybe.
Correct.
Okay.
GIS handles all of the addressing once we build the road.
And Leslie Slade.
You're welcome.
Right, any further discussion by the commission? Okay. Any comments from the residents present? All right, if no comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Right, motion carries on second and final reading. Moving on to item D, ordinance number 26-1314, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee to amend Title 17 of the Red Bank Municipal Code by amending section 17-103, 17-107, 17-111, 17-116, and 17-117 of Chapter 1, Refuse and Anti-Litter Regulations, and section 17-201 of Chapter 2, Residential Garbage Service User Fee, second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
I have a motion from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Wilkinson. Any further discussion? Or any discussion, comments?
Long overdue. Since
Yes.
it was last updated.
When it was first established in
Yes.
2009. Well, I guess reestablished. We had service that we provided, then we went to private, and that didn't work out at all. And then we went back to running our own sanitation service,
Yes.
right? Okay, in 2009. I did notice that one of the local news outlets published the wrong year. They said that it hadn't been updated since 2012. So again, proving my point that you should just go to the source. If you have a question about something, sometimes they just make mistakes. And so, yeah, helpful to know that it's been 17 full years without any kind of inflationary increases. We're running at a deficit in that department. And we got a note from the comptroller's office letting us know that we needed to look at that fee because it was not sustaining operations of that service. Any other discussion?
I recall from our previous discussion that it had not been updated in 17 years, but I did not realize that it had never been updated since being reestablished for the first time. That's pretty wild. So let's help our sanitation department keep up with inflation, shall we?
Absolutely. Anything else? Any comments from the residents present? And I would like to note that there was an addition to this ordinance to clarify that this will go into effect as of September 1, 2026. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any comments from the residents? If no comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. Moving on to item E, ordinance number 26-1315, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, to initiate a process to modernize, update, and amend the city charter via home rule authorized referendum, second and final reading. Do I have a motion to approve? I have a motion from Vice Mayor Barry. Do I have a second? I'll second. Second from Commissioner Holmes. Any further discussion on this or comments, Commissioner, since you weren't here for the
Well, I
last vote?
see on here, I thought the chapters were 18 to 22. And I see that it's chapters 18 to 23 on the ordinance. And maybe I missed.
I don't have all my materials with me right here,
Yeah, okay.
but it has the numbers are right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking about that, Commissioner. Any further discussion?
Just a question for staff. When is the text going to be available on our website for citizens to review after this?
When the election commission approves it,
After it's approved by the
but we've submitted it this afternoon, correct, to the election commission? The referendum question.
I submitted him to discuss.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
We have, we're waiting for second final reading, and then we will reconfigure a landing spot on our webpage for community engagement and outreach. And we are initiating conversation with the Hamilton County Elections Division via email already. We've been in conversation, but we plan on having a sit-down meeting. There's the referendum question and a financial disclosure statement as well. This has no financial impact, but we need to state that publicly.
So the language of the referendum and the language of the proposed new charter itself will be available
Yes, ma'am.
after this vote.
Yes,
And approval by the election commission.
yes.
Well, it's available because it's in the Tennessee Code annotated, with the exception of the language in the charter question.
Yes, the language is available. We provided it in the work session, I think last time, the actual proposed new charter, which is, in short, it's the 18 through, it's the standard chapters from Tennessee statute that govern our form of government, city manager and commission form of government, plus our home rule amendments. And we put that all in one PDF, and it's in the body of work for the last commission meeting. That will all be available as a clean book. So there'll be the question, the language on the referendum, which won't be all of this. Then there'll be the actual charter, and then there'll be the financial statement. Those are the big three components that we'll get on our website. And some materials that educate and inform the voter as well.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
All right, any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? All right, if no comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. And our final voting item of business, item F, doesn't have a resolution number, just the July 21, 2026 regular commission meeting minute. Amending public hearing item C to correct the applicant's name from John Kofelt to Gordon Hogan. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll approve. I'll move.
I have a motion from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Do I have a second?
I'll second to approve as amended.
I have a second from Vice Mayor Ferry. Any discussion? Any comments from the residents present? Okay, if no comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, and our final item of business, citizen comments from Red Bank citizens on items not on the agenda. Mr. Branham.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time for citizen comments. Please observe these rules. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and the city recorder will operate a timer. If time expires, please respect her direction and conclude any comments. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to a particular commissioner or to the city staff or to the audience. The commission is here to listen, not to engage in back and forth, so please do not expect a reply during citizen comment. Citizens are now invited to the podium. Please begin by stating your name and address.
Thank you, Road 3102 East Natalie. I just want to thank the Public Works for getting the city ready for the walk last Friday. I've already talked to him once, but I wanted to make it public. And to thank Leslie for all the hard work she's done. And I have to admit, I'm very impressed with her intelligence on a lot of this stuff because it's shocking. I know nothing compared to her. So I just like to say, commend both of them because it was great. It was a good walk and I think everybody enjoyed it.
Thank you, Ms. Rowe. Any further comments from the residents present? Okay, if not, do I hear a motion to adjourn? I have a motion from Vice Mayor Berry, a second from Commissioner Holmes. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.